Hi guys, I wanted to talk a little bit more about this after uploading the recent video that I did on this build and using the bellows as springs and a piston. Now, it actually wasn't just an oddity, or rather it isn't just an oddity. It is in fact inspired by this. Now, that's a wave power design that is currently going the rounds, so to speak. And the main issue, I thought, was the turbine generator. Because the air flows in two directions, that turbine stroke generator has to be specially designed. And of course, when something's specially designed and manufactured, what you're talking about is cost. Now, it did occur to me that bellows are absolutely brilliant when moving large volumes of air under low pressure to make them do work, which is exactly what we're demonstrating here. So instead of having a turbine up there, if all we do is stick some bellows on there and put a normal generator, we can actually make this accessible anywhere in the world in a robust way that is cheap to manufacture. So that's where my thoughts are going. They're not really to do with bellows and Stirling engines per se. It's about adapting this for wave power. Now, I mentioned on the previous video how these were springs, and I sort of hinted at the idea of oscillation by talking about Tesla. Spring systems oscillate. So we have an oscillating wave system with an oscillating system to capture them. I suspect that'll be more efficient. Remember, we talked about the swing principle. So the fact that bellows in this form perform more like springs and pistons, and we link that with that idea of the mass movement of a high volume of air under relatively low pressure, I think we have the glimmering of a system that could generate power. Now, you saw a great big structure made out of concrete on a cliff. I don't think it necessarily needs to be that. I think we could just put a large area steel pipe in the sea, or maybe you build a concrete structure. I don't know. It would depend on the output. Now, obviously, we haven't put this thing under load, so we haven't stuck a motor on it yet. But that's only yet. The next thing to do, obviously, is that. Now, I am playing around with this a little bit to see what it does as Stirling engine, because heat engines and Stirling engines are yet another fascination of mine. Now, I do love steampunk design, so anybody who mentions that it's steampunk, yeah, brilliant, thank you very much. I think that's an awesome compliment. We do have to rebuild it, and we do have to look at it being a wave generator. And that's why I'm interested in it. Now, don't get tied up with it working in a vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner is just really a handy method because it doesn't matter which way round it goes. You can either blow on it or you can pull on it. It makes absolutely no difference. And of course, when we're thinking about adapting it to that wave device, then being able to do that is in fact a positive advantage. We don't have to design anything special. The bellows will automatically do that if we link it up to a crankshaft. So it's not just something that I'm kind of playing around with because it's Rob's hobby. It is something that I think could lead to actual generation in an affordable way, and that's really what gets my interest on this stuff. Anyway, I thought I would share that because the comments are indicating that people are tied up too much with the idea of me running it on a vacuum cleaner, and I wanted to point you in the direction that I was certainly heading with this as an idea, and to point out it really doesn't matter. It's 6 and 2/3, whether it's a vacuum or whether I'm blowing on it. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you as a sort of addendum because it's some thoughts about where I think this is going, in particular with wave power generation. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching.